Something that I neglected to mention during my look back at the Shadow the Hedgehog game was its multiplayer mode, and partially it was because I never really played it that much. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had friends, but we had other more prominent options when it came to picking multiplayer games. But recently, I actually convinced my friend to give it a shot, as I was curious to experience what the game mode was actually like. And to my surprise, it was actually really fun. Of course, it wasn't perfect, and that's not what I was expecting going into it, but I actually really enjoyed playing it. It's not to be taken too seriously. How it works is you choose from a bunch of different shadows and you battle each other in a deathmatch style of competition to determine which one is real and which one is the android. You have 6 different shadows to choose from, with each of them being different and having a different look to distinguish themselves from each other. There's the original, and then there's a palette swap, swapping the red aspects of shadow for yellow. Then there's 4 other robot designs with a more mechanical look and striped either blue, pink, orange or green. The robotic shadows have a gun attached to them, either being a bazooka or a machine gun depending on which one you choose. This gives them access to infinite ammo, which is definitely useful, while the other shadows are free to pick up and use a wider variety of weapons, but with a limited amount of ammo. So you pick your shadow and you can either do a best of 3 series or a single match. You also have 3 different stages to choose from, with them being Lava Shelter, which I consider to be the most difficult, Air Fleet, which I consider to be the easiest, and Gun Fortress. Once you pick your characters, settings and stage, then the matchups will start. And some of you might be thinking that it's a silly idea that a bunch of shadows are fighting each other when they could have easily just used other characters instead. But these characters are in fact battling over who the real shadow is. You got 2 shadows arguing over which one's the real shadow, and I mean, it's obviously this one. I mean, just look at him. And the only way to find out which one is the one and only ultimate life form is to have an all-out battle to the death, because I guess a DNA test would be too much trouble maybe. But the winner will be declared the real shadow and the loser will be declared the fake, aka the shadow android. Anyways, the game starts and it's just so much fun. It's actually hilarious and a good time, honestly. How you win is you basically have to hunt and destroy the other player by any means necessary. So you can use different guns, melee attacks, homing attacks, etc. Like most Sonic games, there is a ring counter and you can keep surviving as long as you hold on to 1 ring. Alternatively, you can lose instantly if you get knocked off or you fall off the stage as well. And you also take damage from NPCs. Unfortunately, you can't use the special gauges in this mode, so that means no Chaos Blast and no Chaos Control here. But you can basically do everything else that Shadow can do in the regular single player mode. A nice touch, a nice throwback if you will, is the music choice for this mode. Firstly, the character select theme slaps. It's an instrumental of the main I Am All of Me theme. And then for the actual matches, they use the Radical Highway theme, which is of course from Sonic Adventure 2. It's the first playable stage as Shadow the Hedgehog in the game that he made his first playable appearance, so it's only fitting. As always, the music in this game is god tier all around, not just for this mode. Check out my full look back at Shadow the Hedgehog here if you want to know more, but let's go on with talking about this mode. I went through most of the gameplay aspects already throughout this video, so I'm just gonna talk about the matches that I had while playing it. We actually played quite a bunch of them, and I remember Air Fleet being the easiest and most fun stage to play. And that's mostly because you can't fall off this one. And it's weird for a stage called Air Fleet, but anyways. So we had mostly back and forth fun on this stage. We kept firing weapons blindly because of how ridiculously fast Shadow is in this game. So it isn't really possible to stop and shoot, and we kept running out of ammo so quickly. And there was a lot of close calls where we would be near death, and we held on to one ring, and even the NPCs attacked us. And we used a bunch of different explosives and turrets against each other, and we ran away a lot. In the Gun Fortress stage, we barely even played this one because the gun soldiers kept attacking us, and sometimes if we tried attacking them or attacking each other with the homing attacks would go astray and we'd fall off the stage. Same goes for Lava Shelter. And that's an instant game over. And I know that might be a point of critique, but to me it actually added to the challenge. It adds to the comedy as well, because we kept laughing every time we fell off the stage. It was a really fun and silly multiplayer game mode, honestly. Not to be taken too seriously. Once you win, your Shadow will say,
"Get out of my sight, android."
And that's game. So that was Shadow the Hedgehog's multiplayer mode. I missed covering it in my initial Shadow video, and since I played it recently, I thought it would be fun to cover it here. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe I'll do one for Sonic Heroes and other games as well. So let me know in the comments down below. Click a video, keep watching, like and subscribe. Peace out.